Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Member for Riverina, those nursing homes in your electorate who are concerned about 24/7 nurses being put on and whether they can do it, you ask the parliament what are they supposed to do. How about they speak to the excellent Minister for Aged Care who's sitting right there about the support and the exemptions that are in place? And if you are not referring them to do that, then you're not doing your job. You're not doing your job, because she said so many times that she is there to help any facility that has trouble meeting the 24/7 nurse legislation. There are exemptions and there are support. So instead of coming in here and having a crack at the minister, do your job and speak to your nursing facilities that have concerns and tell them to get in contact with the minister and her office and her department, and they will help them. Because we are a government that brings in policies that make life better for people and do everything we can to implement them, as opposed to the last government that did wonderful announcements, pretty good press releases at times, and didn't implement anything. Didn't implement anything. And I tell you what, if you wanted to find a minister who cared more about people than about herself, who works her fingers to the bone, then it's the Minister for Aged Care. And anyone who says differently, whose name might have an extra S in it, might look in the mirror and wonder what jealousy looks like, because then she'll see it. This government, this Albanese Labor government, is doing what we can to address the cost of living issues that we inherited from 9 years of wasted time, wasted spending and lack of action. In my electorate, my community saved $259,743.57 on PBS medicines in just January and February of this year alone. $260,000 saved in my electorate, where I have pockets of some of the most disadvantaged people in Victoria, where chronic health problems are way above the state average, and where we know how important it is to be able to access medicines. Since this Albanese government reduced the co-payment on the 1st of January of this year, more than 22,800 scripts in Dunkley have been cheaper. This makes medicines more affordable and accessible. It takes the sting out of the rising cost of living, and it delivers better outcomes for people who are often in the most vulnerable position of their life. When I put up a post on my Facebook page about cheaper medicines, here's just one comment, just one, from Shaz. So good. I'm on a lot of meds. It just makes life easier that it is so cheap to buy. Elise wrote, at a time when things are more expensive and cost of living is really tough, this is a huge benefit. Of course it is. Of course it is. And we are doing so much more to make medicines cheaper and accessible. I know how hard it is every 3.5 weeks to remember to go and fill your script when you can only get it once a month. And I know, as what the Minister for Health talks about medicine compliance being lowest at the time when you have to fill your scripts. Can't tell you the number of times I might have not been able to take my medicine for a day or two because I had forgotten to fill my script. I know the difference 60-day dispensing is going to make to vulnerable people who have chronic health conditions. Not to mention the vulnerable people with chronic health conditions who are also struggling because they don't earn much money or they're on a pension. It is going to make the world of difference to those people. So those on the other side can come here with their rhetoric and their ranting and their made-up situations. But we know on this side that the measures we're putting in place are making life better for Australia.
Members for Moncrieff.
Tonight, the Treasurer will stand at this